Okay, so today we want to look into reasons most self-taught web developers get stuck and quit. Why do they get stuck and quit? Uh, Unfortunately, someone watching this video might also be in the shoe. Probably you've been thinking of you can't proceed with this or you cannot. You don't know what you're doing, you don't even know where you're going to. If you watch this video till the end, inshallah, you're going to get a clear path and you're going to know what are those things you need to keep you on the journey. Welcome to today's video on my channel. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Habiba Alilo, and you all know that my job is to simplify the web development journey for you so that you can start building your dream project sooner than you can imagine. If that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos just like this. Okay, so today we want to look at why do most self-taught web developers get stuck and quit. But before we even go to the reason, who are the self-taught web developers? Self-taught web developers as people like you and I who learn to code or who are learning to code by ourselves. People who are learning to code by themselves. Like there is no particular institution where they are learning from, no particular no university in particular, no boot camp. They are just online searching, Google searching, YouTube, going from one class to the other to learn this web development. You see, learning to code yourself is hard, as in very, very hard. Don't let anyone deceive you that it is very easy. And the path is often not as straightforward. It is not as straightforward as we have all imagined before we started. So there are a lot of unforeseen challenges that will come up daily, and without the right motivation and support, definitely you're going to fall into despair. Like you're going to start giving up onto yourself. You will stop believing in yourself. All right. So the fact remains that you are not the only one in this journey at all. So you are not the only one. Okay, and the most scary truth is that majority of self-taught web developers they quit too early. That they quit too early even before they start building projects, or not to talk of when they start applying for jobs, because it's another thing when you're able to build a lot of projects and then you have reached a stage where you think, okay, I should be able to get job. Then it's another hectic when you start applying for jobs. But it's quite unfortunate that majority do not even reach the level of creating a project. Many of us here have never created a single project before on our own, and we have started quitting. Okay, so in this video we will go through the challenges, the pitfalls that self-taught web developers commonly face, and what steps you can take to keep learning and stay motivated. Right, let's start. The very first one I'll be talking about here is lack of goal. You see, when we're talking of lack of goal, it means you don't, when you lack purpose, when you even started. Someone like me, majority of web developers, even those senior ones, those working in Google, those working with Amazon, they have fallen into this error before. They did not even know what they wanted to become. They just saw this coding of a thing and they fell uh they fell for it, like, oh, they loved it, they started not knowing where they were actually going to. So when you lack purpose, when you lack goal, you are likely going to get bored and abandon the whole thing along the line. All right, so it is normal. It happens to everyone. You are not the only one in the shoe. But there are some things you can do that will guide your way. When I started, I just came across a coding class I joined with just 3,000 naira or so, and it was just about just HTML and CSS. No, just HTML and CSS is fine, and I don't even know what to do with them. Okay, so after that, Then it was when I joined this class and I started learning about what is programming, what does coding mean, who are those people, and then I started getting confused. Like there are a lot of people who are called programmers altogether. Okay, so app developers are programmers, data analysts are programmers, back end developers are programmers. A lot of people, there are a lot of fields in programming, coding, and I get confused like which should I even go for? Which should I go for? So, but when you are able to get your path clearer from the beginning, you'll be able to know what you actually want to achieve. For instance, if you want to learn web front end development, I will not advise you to start with learning PHP. At least you should start with HTML, CSS, then you move to JavaScript, then React. So when you move like that, then you'll be able to get your path clearer. But uh, imagine you want to become a data analyst, that is what you read, and what you started learning is HTML and CSS. You just know that they call it coding, and then you joined. Probably you need Python, you need to learn Excel, but you started with HTML, CSS. So you need to know your purpose. You need to know what you actually want to become. Another thing you need to know is, do you want to work on your own like a freelancer, or you want to work under a company, or you wish to join a team and um establish your own, let's say, web development company? What exactly do you want to become? You need to know as well. So as a freelancer, there are some things you need to know, because if you are given a project to create, so you need to, as a freelancer, and you want to create a website, you need to know about front end development very well. You need to know about back end. You need to know about database and all of that. But as for someone who wish to work in a company or work as with other people as a team, then such person may just end up learning just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and will be fine, because there will be other employees who will have learned Python or or Node.js for back end, and there will be other developers who have learned other stuff to support, at least to make a whole project. A lot of team will have to work together. All right. So now let's move to the next. So I will be giving you an activity to do in order to get a clear picture of what we are talking about here. First is to do a thorough self evaluation of yourself to know your strengths. You need to know your strengths. Are you a lover of mathematics, or do you love technical things, or you just love visual? So when you're the type who just love visual designing things and all of that, UI UX might be your own thing. And or when you just love mathematics, it might just be data analysis that you need. So you need to know your strength. Then after knowing your strengths, then I will ask you to go to Google and learn more about different web development field, or let's say different programming fields. Then from learning about different programming fields, like okay, let's say you go to Google and you search for what are the skills needed by a data scientist. Then from there you're going to get a lot of information. Okay, they need the problem solving skills, they need ability to do this, they need to know a lot of arithmetic, they need to know a lot of that. Then you start thinking, am I eligible? Am I eligible? Am I eligible? Or you so when you try to gather information about different fields, then you know which one befits you. Then choose the one that befits you most. You see, in programming generally there is money. If money is the issue, you need it. But now it's beyond issue of money, because at times making money is not even enough. At times making money is not even enough to motivate you, especially when you already have some sources of income, when you're doing fine. So making money might not be enough. So you need to know if it's something that interests you, if it is something that benefits you. Okay, so if you are still going along with me, if I'm making sense to you one way or the other, please write it in the comment below. Let me know if I'm making any sense at all. I would love to know that. Thank you. Okay, so after you have known about different fields, then lastly, that particular one you think befits you most, then make some researches on it, like what are the programming languages you need to learn so that you won't start going about so you need to know what are the programming languages you need to learn, which one should come after which. So learn that, and then you know where to start from and where you're going to end. Okay, may Allah make the part easy for us. All right, the third point I'll be talking about here, is that the third point or second point? The Excuse me, let me give a check. Lack of goal. Okay, so that's the second point. So the second point is lack of self confidence. Lack of self confidence. You see, as a self developer, it is normal to doubt yourself, especially at the beginning stage. So when you just start it is normal you start doubting, can I continue? Do I have the time? Can I cope with this despite my challenges? But I believe in you that you are capable of doing this. You see, with enough practice and motivation, anyone from any background can learn web development. I'm just that that statement just talk about me like I'm anyone. I'm just someone from somewhere very different from this field. And if I can be learning the way I'm learning and I can be teaching others and I've reached this level that I've reached, I believe you can even do better. You know, there are some restrictions as a Muslim woman that you have to follow. There are some I remember that I've tried to register on a freelancing site before, but because they required us uploading our what is it called, our face, so that those who want to employ you will know who they're actually employing. I covered my face, so I found it difficult. I had to quit. That okay, it seems this freelancing site is not something for me. I tried like two of them. I realized that no, they are not working well for me. But despite that, I'm still on the journey, still pursuing my dream. So if somebody like me, and in my university, I did not study anything else. I did education, integrated science education precisely. My college of education, I did health education and integrated science. So I had nothing to do with computer right from the beginning. So if I could get this to this stage, then I believe you can even do better. Yes, you that you're watching me, you can do better than this. So there are a lot of questions that can pop up on your mind, like if you are smart enough. Yes, you are smart. You are pretty smart to start this. Okay. So if you're willing to put in the effort and consistency, that is what it needs. That effort and the consistency, you can't be in a worse place than you were yesterday. Do you get the gist? Like your today will always be better than yesterday. Only if you did not move forward, if you were not consistent. You shouldn't be the type that after a month, that is when you go back to coding, and after another 2 months, even if you quit for a month, know that okay, I want to start again and I want to be more serious this time. At least in a week, I want to write code like four, five times. That is good. All right. So with that, you can reach any level. Just make sure you are moving. Just make sure you are not stagnant. I wish you all the best. All right. So another thing is inability to think like a programmer. That is one of the most challenging concepts to wrap your hand about, like how do I think? Is there a way a programmer thinks? Yes, programmer are problem solvers. So they don't rely on other people's resources every time for them to succeed. So you try a lot of things on your own, you try and use your brain most times. So this is the time you need to wake your mental health, like your mental being has to be awoke, like you need to be there mentally almost every time. If when you start it might be difficult like this, but when you don't stop, it will keep improving your mentality. Yes, and your mental health will keep improving and all of that. So how do programmer, how do they think? I'll be talking mainly about two things. The first one is that they don't memorize or copy paste codes. I've had a lot of questions about from many of my students in the class that how would they know all this code? How would they remember all these codes? Yes, they have to watch the video again before they could remember some code. See, you don't need to memorize any code. That is why you have Google there for you. The fact is we are teaching you the basics. You just need to know, okay, if I want to do this, I can see this, I can say that. Just imagine you asking, okay, just imagine you want to create a form, and on that form you want the password to be showing and at the same time not to show, that kind of a thing. So we call it a toggle password visibility. So we want to know how to toggle between password visibility and invisibility. It is, you don't need to cram, just go to Google and say how to code password visibility and invisibility. You will realize that there'll be a lot of options for you. So reason why you don't even have to code is that there are a lot of ways to achieve the same result in programming. So when you go there, you learn a lot of things. Then some, at least from, let's say if you have like four different options to choose from, there will be one in particular that you'll be very, very familiar with, and you should follow that. Don't, okay, let's say you have only left Java and you have only learnt JavaScript, and you saw another one talking about how to do it on Python or how to do it on Java, and you thought, okay, let me no, no, no. You should stick to the language you have learnt before. So you can even include, you can even be specific that how to code password toggle password visibility in JavaScript. So don't memorize and don't copy paste codes. You see this copy pasting of a thing, it is killing your brain. It is killing your brain. So don't copy post. You should follow tutorial. You should try to follow tutorial, try to understand some things, then try your own way. So for the fact that you saw code on somewhere, or you read a code, does not mean you can copy everything there and go and paste it. The person might even be a learner. You might even be senior than the person. So if you just copy any code on Google and you paste it on your own code editor, it might be rubbish that you have copied totally. So you need to just learn it. It's good to be reading code to learn from different people. Then you join all the information you have gathered together. So another thing is programmer, they think on how to break down complex problems. So you don't have to memorize the whole syntax, just the issue of memorizing we are talking about. So you just feel like, okay, they said if you want to do this project, you are now memorizing it, like after you have declared this variable, you should follow by this conditional statement, you should follow by this, you follow by this. No, 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 no. You see, you need to learn how to break down complex problems. You need to learn how to break them down. So as a programmer, you think of, okay, I think if I want something to happen like this, I will instruct it like this. If I want it to do otherwise, I will just tell it to do, okay, I will just use else. If this happen, I will do this. If this, I would, okay, so I will use if or else. So something like that, you break it down totally. You can get a note and try to, okay, if I say you should do like this, if I want it otherwise, I will just use else, or I will tell it another options. So you break it down, then you start applying it one after the other, a line after the other. So after you have done the first line, you got it right, you go to the next section. You get it right, you go to the other section too. So learn how to break down complex problem. Don't attach with that complexity. Okay, so another thing we'll be talking about now is lack of community support. This is one of the reason people are quitting. So you need to find yourself a community, either by joining a local and online communities, or yes, a local community, like if you have a physical boot camp happening around you, don't mind how much they are paying, try to join them. It's going to help you a lot because you're going to make a lot of friends there. You're going to meet a lot, you can meet some bosses there. Some people are ready to train you even for free. They love training and they have the time. So some people are like that. So joining local and online communities will make the journey to become a developer and land a job much more enjoyable. So when you belong to a community, so people tend to share information about job availability and some other stuff like that. So the fifth one we'll be talking about is lack of an online coding presence and portfolio. This has to do with, let's say you have been able to learn a lot of things, you've been able to create a lot of projects. Now it is time for you to apply for jobs. You don't even know how to go about it. So, or most of your employers are requesting for your project, and you as as someone, all those beautiful projects you have created, what you have taken your time to create, they are just in your computers. You just have them saved on your computers. Tell me, if you have an employer from Canada or from the US, will you ask the person to travel down to your own locality to come and view your computer? I don't understand. So you need to get a presence online, like YouTube channel. You can have a YouTube channel where you share your challenges, you teach others something, you ask for corrections and a lot of things. You can, but the best way to show your to prove your preference is to have a portfolio. You see, when you this portfolio, for free you can create it on GitHub. You see, on GitHub you just create a platform for yourself and you start uploading all your projects there one after the other. And there are ways you should do. You don't just upload your project at once, that the employer may start thinking maybe you just went somewhere to copy the code and you came there to paste it. There are ways in which you can be committing your work one after the other. Are you getting it down? So each time you write okay, let's say you are creating a project, a landing page, as easy as that is. Let's say the first section of your landing page, once you are done with it, you commit the project. No worry, I pray Allah give me time and the energy and spare our life. I should be able to create a post on how to open a GitHub and how to link it with your Git. So you need to have a Git on your you need to have a Git connected to your code editor too. So if I have to, then I'm going to do that and guide you through. So there are ways in which you commit your project your codes one after the other, such that if any employers want to see what you have done, they will be seeing the time and the date you wrote each code. The time and the date you committed each code will show. So they will definitely know that, oh, this is not a copy and paste thing. She did this here, later she deleted this. So each time you delete something, or you uploaded something, you corrected something, you need to commit it, and everything will be reflecting on your GitHub platform. All right, I think we have gone far in this. Thank you very much, everyone, for giving me your time and watch to this moment. I do appreciate it. Do you have any questions at all? Please drop them in the comment section. I will be more than glad to attend to your questions. Okay, if you have subscribed to my channel and you have helped me share my videos, you have given it a thumbs up to show me that okay, you really enjoyed it, and you have turned the notification button, I say thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. May your desires be granted earlier than you prayed for. Jazakumullah khairan once again. Thank you once again if you have subscribed to my channel. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. You don't know how it means to me, but I'm telling you now that it means a lot to me. It means you're supporting my dream. And if you have not subscribed, what are you still waiting for? Are we fighting? Do I offend you? Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, turn on the notification button so that when next I post a benefiting video like this, you'll be notified immediately. Thank you and have a nice time. Ramadan Kareem to my Ramadan Mubarak to my Muslim brothers and sisters out there. May Allah accept it from us as an act of ibadah, and may it be our life to witness this till the end and more of it. Amen. Assalamu alaikum.